How we doing, everyone? Welcome back to the BOTRUN. Next up, we have Aron, rated 700, and 1d4 is on the board. Let's go for an Indian game. Knight f6. And we'll fianchetto on the king side. Okay. Castle. Standard King's Indian sort of setup. Okay, that is an interesting one. And the kind of normal King's Indian move is d6, preparing either e5 or c5. Now, I quite like the idea of developing our light squared bishop with tempo here. It's a bit of an awkward queen move from our opponent. And we can't quite push e5 yet. Or c5. And that queen is threatening. b7. Let's just play a quiet move. Stop any queen shenanigans here. So you'll notice white is yet to develop a knight. You generally want to develop at least one knight within the first few moves. Let's play the knight out here. Now, you've probably heard it's best not to put knights on the edge of the board. A knight on the rim is dim, they say, but it is okay to develop that way. Okay. If the more central squares are not ideal, in this case, I didn't want my light squared bishop to get trapped. And we can reroute him back this way. Okay, so we're definitely seeing an increase in quality here, though they're obviously still not playing great. They haven't sacrificed a queen yet, or any other minor piece for that matter. And I think we can centralize the knight here, hit the queen. And now I think is the time for c5. Noticing our dark squared bishop x-rays the rook in the corner. Let's take. We can't quite take yet, now that the knight supports. I'm tempted to play e5, but I don't like how that cuts off our dark squared bishop. They could potentially close the position down there. Let's see. Let's just develop the rook, x-ray their king. And we are more than happy to accept that trade, I reckon. I see nothing wrong with it. they've undeveloped their bishop. Let's just take again. Okay, now you should notice the X-ray from our light squared bishop here. So it's always good to see if we can do some damage by moving our knight and revealing that attack. We can't give a check. We could potentially go to c3. What else do we have? Still, yeah, I'm thinking that's probably the best. Okay, they do save their queen. They really have stepped up the game here. Now, I still reckon we can get some sort of action happening with this dark squared bishop. I'm thinking what we do is we take their knight on e2. They'll take back with something. No matter what they take back with, we push d3. We hit that piece, and at the same time we reveal the attack from our dark squared bishop. Okay, they take with the king, which I think helps us the most because it now comes with check. And just a quick look to see if we have anything better. I don't think so. We'll take the rook. Okay, and that's a blunder. We can just take that with check. And they're starting to well and truly collapse now. Okay, and then we can just push again. Ah, it's a blunder. Kind of. I guess it's not a big deal. I was thinking queen takes c3, but then we can take their bishop as well. We end up losing the pawn, I think, but that's okay. We'll promote with check. We'll lose the piece, but that's okay. We've won the bishop. And I think we are forcing mate. There we go. So a slightly better game from the computer. Still mate in just 23 moves. Let's check out the game review. Okay, 74.5. We do have a miss. Only played like a 1200. That's not so good. And I can see a few mistakes here on the board. Okay, still very nice advantage for us, nice and early. Okay. We did want e5 early. And this is a really good example of just how much the position affects things. Negative 5.2 despite material being dead even. Wants us to take the knight, really. I would... Okay, that's a nice little sequence. Same idea. Nice. Does that win the queen? No. Okay, this... not really the kind of moves I was thinking of, but fair enough. Geez, even that's not best. Winning a full rook. Really wants us to try and open up that e-file. Wow, a lot. And yeah, pretty simple win in the end. Okay. Next up, we are going to have Janjay with the white pieces. Okay, see you then.